I've been in Meadville for just about 10 years, and I arrived here just after I finished my graduate work. This was a really significant transition, to be perfectly honest. Being in a very large urban center and going to an extraordinarily small rural community that's very tight-knit was a very interesting transition. The work that I do involves issues that oftentimes people are very sensitive to, discussing issues about how people take care of their children, which inherently is very sensitive, and being somebody as an outsider was an interesting way to break into a new community. I've become very much, I wouldn't say enamored, but very much focused on the inequities facing rural children. We started to recognize there was a need for addressing lead poisoning in this region. We recognized that it was very difficult to take action. These children are really disproportionately placed at risk for a number of issues, and some of which I have the ability to do something about. Oh, I'm thinking of one family that has two children. One is in elementary school, kindergarten at the time that we went to visit the home, and a brand new infant. We went to visit their home over a period of 9 months, and so the infant grew from an infant to a little baby that was crawling. It was a beautiful, sweet little girl. The two of them were delightful children, but they were living in basically a single living room. They had a kitchen where they spent a little bit of their time. They had no sink. They did their dishes in the bathroom, in the bathtub. The parents were there were two parents present, which is very nice. They were home an awful lot of the time. And unfortunately, they were also chain smokers. We saw the evidence of their home was just a challenge. There were ashtrays that were overflowing, and the child was crawling through the ashes. Terrible conditions. And the two girls were living in a room in their bedroom with no sheets, and they had blankets hanging up between the doors so that they could have contain some of the heat during the winter time. And they'd invited us in, and I think the challenge for us was how little we could do. I think we kind of looked at the situation and we're like, well, there's an awful lot we can do to help with the lead issue here because it's very high. That's simply not the biggest issue. The mold issue was horrific. The ceiling was sinking from all the moisture and mold. And these are kids in our public schools. You know what I think? Excuse me. I think about the challenge that we are facing. We think, oh, goodness, we're really trying to address a whole suite of issues. And what we can do, I think, is at least provide information and guidance for them on simple things. To be honest with us, I don't think we did a damn thing for that family. I mean, it kills me. It absolutely kills me. My worst case that I told you about is we have a lot of families like that. I would say probably somewhere around a fifth of our families are our highest risk families. And I'm not sure we're able to help them that much, that what we're providing is not what they really need. I think what they realize, though, is that there are people out there that are trying to do something to help them. And I think that children get something out of it, knowing that there are people in the community that care very deeply about them.